In today's video, I'm going to show you how I help this Kansas City family sell their inherited home as is for cash in less than 13 days. If you're worried about wasting tens of thousands of dollars and days or months of your time dealing with the wrong person or company, stick around. I got a path for you. Our team has helped hundreds of families in the Kansas City area at no cost to them. If this sounds like something of value for you, stick around. I got a lot of information that you're going to want to hear. How to close in just 13 days, a case study. This is the story of the McGraths. First contact and background. First connected with the McGraths family who had inherited their home from the husband's father. The house held years of family memories. They wanted to sell but preferred to wait until after their loved one had passed away and asked me to stay in touch. I assured them that I'd be there whenever they were ready. Loose ends. After we talked, the McGraths started getting ready to sell the home. After their loved one passed away, they rented a big dumpster and began sorting through the house. They decided what things to keep, what to donate, and what to throw away. They appreciated the benefits that came along with working with our company, which were they didn't have to deal with working with an agent, no commissions. They knew that there would be no closing costs. They understood that the home was in good condition but needed to be updated, and they didn't want to make repairs. I assured them that there would be no hidden fees or no additional fees. And most importantly, they didn't want any games. They just wanted a fair price, which was something that we could offer. Follow up. Like they asked, I checked on them from time to time just to see if they needed any help. But each time they seemed to have things under control and they were getting everything ready on their own. As I told them from the start, I only want to be of service if they needed it. There's never any rush. The turning point came when I got a surprise call from the McGraths asking if I was still interested in buying their home. We set a time to meet the next morning before the summer heat kicked in. Before we hung up, I asked them two questions. I said, why now? And why did you choose me? They replied, it was time because the house was cleared out. The kids had moved on and they didn't want to be landlords. Then they shared something special. It was a handwritten card I had sent after we had spoken with the condolences and the care that made them end up trusting me. So what was really important to the McGraths? They wanted to work with somebody that they could trust. They wanted the process to be easy and they wanted it to be relatively fast. They didn't want to work with agents. They didn't want to be landlords, and they definitely didn't want to make any repairs to the property. By the time I came into the picture, the property was vacant and it was cleaned out. The timeline. We originally spoke on May 29th of 24 was our first call. Then when they signed the contract was on August 1st. We closed on August 14th. I want to talk about the inspection process. It starts with a scheduling a time to come out and take a look at the property, where we take a look at the inside and the outside. Then we'll sit down and talk about the items that we found. And then I'll put together a final report and an offer. Some of the major areas that we're looking for, we call it the core four, which are the structure and foundation, exterior elements, interior condition, plumbing, electric, and HVAC. I often get asked, like, what are we looking for during this inspection? We're looking for budget busters, such as cracks in the foundation, maybe a roof that needs to be completely replaced and not just a patch job here or there. Then we're trying to determine if we should keep it, repair it, or replace it. This is the McGraths home. As you can see, it's a solid home that has been cared for. It just needs some TLC, right? From the outside, we can tell that the paint is fading. The windows appear to be in good condition. The brickwork needs some attention and it needs a new roof. One of the benefits of buying this home was we looked underneath and it had original hardwoods that had been covered up with carpet for the last, I want to say 40 years. Okay, as we were in the basement, we're looking for cracks in the foundation, things like that, which at some point it had been shored up, which you can see by these post here. And there had also been some work done to the main drain. As you can see, there is some concrete work that had taken place over time. The condition of the kitchen is solid, just needs to be updated. The flooring, the bathroom was in good condition, just needed to be updated. There were some issues with multiple windows in the home, but nothing that would be a budget buster. So after walking the property, we sat down and we talked about the condition of the property. We even talked about the range that I would need to be in and what they were looking to get. We agreed on a price, and the paperwork that was involved with this one was very simple. A purchase contract just outlining everything that we had talked about to that point, but in written form. A seller's disclosure, just letting me know like everything that they know about the property, they stated in advance. And then a cybersecurity notice outlining us just letting them know, hey, there's a lot of fraud going on and running rampant out there. Protect yourself and make sure that the person that you're communicating with is us. And you can verify that by the email address or picking up the phone and calling your contact person directly. After that, we send them a copy of the contract. Then the closing process truly begins. After the contract is signed, a copy is sent out to all parties. A welcome email is sent, letting them know what they can expect from this forward on. Then the team introductions begin. Our team will begin to reach out to you over the next 2 days. During that time, we'll submit our earnest money. Then the title search will begin. Prior to closing, typically like 24 hours or so, 48 hours, we'll do our final inspection just to make sure that the home is in the same condition that it was the last time that we've seen it. Then we'll move over to closing document review, and document review, just making sure that all of the paperwork is decent and in order. And then the closing and payment. So for them, their care team representative was Gertha. She's responsible for holding their hand through the entire process, which she does a phenomenal job at. You're typically able to get a hold of her whenever you're available or need her. Then we'll have the title and escrow rep for this one. Her name is Rebecca. Phenomenal from Accurate Title. Her job is to make sure that the title and escrow process goes as smoothly as humanly possible. So anything that is found during the title process, any errors or omissions that need to be addressed, she will be responsible for making sure that those get corrected with your help. And then in addition to that, you'll also receive your reps, your care rep and the title reps name, phone number, email, and the hours that they work. That way you'll always have contact with someone. You'll never be left out in the cold. Information requests from the title company for the McGraths, it was very simple. They just needed the government issued ID. There was no mortgage payoff. Needed a forwarding address for them, social security number, spouse information. Since the property was inherited, we needed a death certificate, and we also needed an affidavit of heirship, which the title company and their attorney on staff assisted with. Step 3, escrow and title search. So once the earnest money is deposited, EMD, which happens within 48 hours, 2 business days, then we'll receive a receipt of our deposit. This is important. Without the earnest money being deposited, we do not have a valid contract. I'll repeat that again. We do not have a valid contract until the earnest money is deposited. Don't let anyone fool you, right? This is a way that people like to skate around being committed to what they said that they're going to do, which is you not knowing that they had not submitted the money for the earnest money. And then once the money is submitted, escrow is open and title search begins. So the earnest money receipt will look something like this. It'll give you basic information like how much the earnest money was for, when it was deposited, who the buyer and seller is, and the property's address. Clearing title, step 4. The title search typically lasts between 5 and 8 days, and it checks the property's ownership and claims against it. Once that is complete, any issues that arise during that period will get resolved in this next phase, which could last anywhere from 5 days to 15, depending on the complexity of what we're dealing with and the title issues being addressed. And then once all of those issues have gone away and have been stamped out, then we'll move on to the title insurance being issued. Title insurance commitment will look like this. This is just a document pretty much stating that says that protects the buyer, that says, okay, we've done all the research that says that this person is the owner and has the right to pass the property on to you. We're insuring the property for this amount, and in case anything pops up in the future, you're covered up until this amount. Step 5, final inspection. As I stated before, we'll come back out to the property typically the day of or 24 hours prior to closing just to verify that the property is still in the same condition as the last time we've seen it. Step 6, right before closing happens, we'll go into a document review, and it'll be broken down into 3 phases, which is the verifying of information. So just reviewing the settlement statement and the closing documents for accuracy of name, personal information, forwarding address, all of that will be taken care of. Then, if there are any corrections that need to be made, we'll send those over to the title company and let them know, hey, this needs to be addressed. And at that point, they'll make the corrections and they'll send them back out for your approval. You'll give them a thumbs up and we'll move forward. So the settlement statement will look like this. It just gives a breakdown of all of the numbers for the transaction. So it'll give the property sale price. It'll give the taxes that are currently assessed for the year. If there's a mortgage, it'll have that on there. If there are any judgments or liens, it'll be on here as well. And any back property taxes will be on here as well. Then it'll give a subtotal, and then how much will you walk away with, which is under the section due to seller. How much am I getting paid? Right? That's what you want to know. And that's where you'll find it on the settlement statement. Closing and payment to the finish line. Like once the sale was done and every detail was settled, the McGraths felt relieved to move forward just as they had hoped. Post-closing, the title company and will reach out to you, as we did the McGraths, to verify that you have received your funds. At that point, if you received all of that, we'll send out your closing gift. And if you have been pleased with our service to you to that point, we'll ask for a testimonial or a review. Either way is good with us. And for the McGraths, they decided to do a testimonial, and I'd like to share that with you.
Oh, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. So the first question I want to ask you guys is, what led you guys to sell?
Well, what led us to sell is we no longer needed the house. We had housed my in-laws in it, Eileen's parents in it, and after they passed, we were ready to let the house go.
Okay. And how would you say the experience was working with Saving KC Home Buyers?
Fantastic.
It was extremely easy. KC Home Buyers is extremely personable, and we felt like they were interested in the house as much as we were, and it was a pretty seamless and very quick transaction.
Excellent. And the last question is, would you recommend Saving KC Home Buyers to anyone?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
And we will keep them in mind for anybody that we know that needs to move a house.
Excellent.
Call us if you need verification.
All right. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, man, really makes you feel good to know that you've been helping people out here. Okay, for the McGraths, the entire process took 77 days. From the time that we first contacted them to the day that we closed. However, from the time that they signed the contract to the time that they closed was only 13 days. To 13 days to put cash in their pocket. I mean, that sounds pretty great to me. I'm not gonna lie. If you would like the same results, or if you just have any questions about this process, if you would like to reach out to us, our contact information is below. My name is Ernest Dotson, and it's been a pleasure working with you. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great day.